The movie begins with Jordan Belfort narrating his rise from a young, ambitious stockbroker to the founder of the brokerage firm Stratton, Oakmont. He introduces himself as a former member of the middle class, raised by two accountants in Queens. At 26, he became the head of his own brokerage firm and made $49 million. He boasts about his luxurious lifestyle, including a white Ferrari, a large estate, his wife Naomi, and their extravagant possessions. Jordan's personal life is marked by excess, including his tumultuous relationship with Naomi and his addiction to drugs. Before all these, Jordan lands a job as a Wall Street broker for Rothschild. He is talking to his boss, Jerry. Jerry berates him, calling him lower than pond scum. He assigns Jordan the role of a connector, emphasizing that he'll be making over 500 phone calls a day until he passes his Series 7 exam. Jerry boasts about his and another colleague's earnings. Mark Hanna, a senior broker at his firm, approached Jordan Belfort. Mark dismisses Jerry. He told Jordan the importance of making calls. Despite Mark's abrasive demeanor, Jordan seems unfazed and shares a moment of camaraderie with him. Mark approves of Jordan's unconventional approach to his job interview and invites him to lunch. Jordan meets with Mark for lunch. Mark orders absolute martinis. Jordan is intrigued and asks about Hannah's ability to do drugs and still function at work. Mark explains that drugs are part of the job, emphasizing the primary goal of making money for oneself. He introduces Jordan to the concept of fugazi or fake stocks and the strategy of keeping clients reinvesting to generate commissions. Jordan kept working in Wall Street until one day, following Black Monday, the largest one-day stock market drop since the 1929 crash. The tumultuous events of that day shook Wall Street to its core, leading to widespread layoffs and financial instability. Jordan and his fiancée Teresa discuss their financial situation following Jordan's job loss. Teresa suggests pawning her engagement ring if needed, but Jordan reassures her and expresses his determination to find a solution. He suggests working at an electronics store, but his fiancée urges him to aim higher. However, Teresa notices a job listing for stockbrokers in Long Island. Jordan went to the place the next day. He met Dwayne, who explained their trading methods, primarily dealing in penny stocks. Dwayne introduces him to Aerotyne, a penny stock company run by two brothers out of their garage. They discuss the clientele of penny stocks, which mainly includes average individuals looking for quick riches, often influenced by ads in magazines like Hustler. Jordan questions the regulation of penny stocks. Jordan is astounded by the high commissions earned from penny stocks, which are significantly higher than those from blue chip stocks. As Jordan began working at the Investors Center, his aggressive pitching style attracted attention from his colleagues and clients alike. Over time, his relentless approach paid off, and he started making substantial profits for himself and the firm. His success in the world of penny stocks transformed his fortunes, allowing him to amass a small fortune through his aggressive sales techniques and strategic investments. Jordan is sitting in a diner. He meets his neighbor Donnie in a diner. Donnie is intrigued by Jordan's car and asks about his job. Jordan reveals he's a stockbroker and casually mentions making $70,000 last month. Donnie challenges him to prove it, offering to quit his job and work for Jordan if he can show a pay stub. He showed it to him, and Donnie quit on the spot. Jordan and Donnie decide to venture into entrepreneurship and start their own company. They assemble a team comprising Jordan's childhood friends. Jordan takes on the role of mentor, teaching them the aggressive sales tactics that have brought him success. Together, they established their company in an abandoned auto repair shop. Jordan gave a beautiful bracelet to Teresa, who appreciates the gesture, but he senses something was up. She was worried about the stocks he was selling. Jordan acknowledges her concern and admits that the stocks and companies he's dealing with aren't the best. Teresa expresses her worry about the potential consequences, questioning whether anyone will actually profit from these investments. Jordan reassures her, claiming that what he's doing is legal, but acknowledges the risky nature of penny stocks. Teresa suggests targeting rich clients who can afford potential losses. but Jordan explains that wealthy individuals typically avoid penny stocks because they're too savvy to fall for such investments. Jordan gathers his employees and shares his vision for their company's reinvention. He emphasizes the importance of establishing credibility and trust with their clients. He outlines a new strategy, initially pitching reputable blue-chip stocks like Disney, AT&T, and IBM to gain clients' trust, before introducing the bad penny stocks where they can earn higher commissions. In this scheme, false and overly positive statements are used to artificially raise the price of stocks. And as a result, the scheme's orchestrators can sell these stocks at inflated prices. However, when the truth about the stocks is revealed, their prices plummet, causing investors who were deceived into buying them to suffer losses as the stocks become worth much less than what they paid. As the company expands and continues to implement Jordan's training methods, they experience good success. With increased hiring and a focus on aggressive sales tactics, they manage to bring in significant profits. At the end of the month, the team celebrates their achievements with a whopping $28.7 million in gross commissions earned solely from trading pink sheet stocks. Jordan expresses frustration over a critical article written about him. Teresa tries to reassure him, reminding him that there's no such thing as bad publicity, pointing out the positive aspects such as his appearance in a major magazine. The following day, Jordan's office is inundated with people eager to get hired to work for Jordan. Jordan hires his father to help maintain order and control expenses within the company. His father discovers exorbitant charges on the company's expense report. He confronts all of them. Over time, Jordan and his team started using more alcohol and drugs. They also began focusing on becoming underwriters, which meant finding companies to take public through IPOs. At a party, Jordan meets Naomi, catching Teresa's attention. Seeing Jordan talking to Naomi, Teresa's friend informs him that Teresa wants him. Meanwhile, Naomi's boyfriend is eager to leave and tries to persuade her to go with him. Jordan took Naomi out for a dinner party, and afterwards he drove her home. She invited him inside for tea, which led to an affair between them. They kept on doing that. Teresa eventually found out about the affair, prompting Jordan to file for divorce. He then had Naomi move into his apartment. Naomi hired a butler, but while they were away, he threw a party which resulted in $50,000 being stolen. When Jordan attempted to discuss the situation with the butler calmly, Chester and Toby resorted to violence, assaulting him instead. Jordan doesn't care about the money since he was making more than that a day. 2 lawyers were sent from the Securities and Exchange Commission to check their files. Jordan manipulated them by bugging the conference room and turning up the air conditioning during their visits. Meanwhile, Arncliffe International's IPO is about to launch, allowing Jordan to make a fortune by offering shares to his associates. He explains the concept of an initial public offering, IPO, and acknowledges that their actions were illegal but immensely profitable. Jordan asked Naomi to marry him, and their extravagant wedding was followed by a 3-week sailing trip aboard their new yacht that he bought for Naomi as a wedding gift through the Caribbean. Upon returning, they purchased a luxurious estate on the Gold Coast of Long Island, complete with all the amenities one could imagine. Naomi confronts Jordan about calling out another woman's name, Venice, in his sleep. Jordan denies knowing anyone by that name and blames it on a business investment in Venice, California. Naomi, furious, berates Jordan for his irresponsible behavior, especially as a father. She criticizes his lack of accountability and accuses him of wrecking their property and not taking his responsibilities seriously. Jordan began working with Stephen Madden, a renowned shoe designer. Jordan and Donnie held a substantial ownership stake of 85% in Steve Madden's shoes, a clear violation of legal regulations. Jordan receives a subpoena from the FBI regarding his wedding video. Barry, his lawyer, reassures him that the agent, Denham, is simply trying to rattle him. 2 agents meet with Jordan on his yacht to discuss the ongoing investigation into Jordan's activities. Jordan tries to assure Denham that there's nothing illegal happening at his firm, Stratton, Oakmont. Denham, however, maintains his professional stance, citing the need to look into all aspects of the case. Jordan expresses frustration at being targeted as the new guy on Wall Street, offering to provide insight into the practices of larger firms. Despite their cordial exchange, the tension between them remains palpable. Jordan extends an invitation for Denham to reach out anytime, hoping to turn the situation into a mutually beneficial relationship. Agent Denham and Jordan engage in a candid conversation during their meeting on the yacht. Jordan expresses frustration at the financial struggles faced by hardworking individuals like Denham. He also shares a story about helping a young man overcome financial burden. He told Denham he would do something for anyone. Denham called the other agent and asked Jordan to repeat what he said, but he figured that he was going to accuse him for bribing him, so he didn't. Jordan decided to open a Swiss bank account and went to Geneva. To not get on his flight, he took a lot of drugs and acted crazy on the plane. He woke up with his hands tied because he was disturbing other passengers. Jordan finally was set free, and he went to see Jean-Jacques Sorel, a corrupt banker. Jean-Jacques advised him to use another name to keep the account secure and outside the immediate reach of American authorities. Jordan opts to use the name of Naomi's Aunt Emma, who resides in London. Jordan transports his money by utilizing Brad's Swiss-Slovenian wife, Chantal, and her family, who possess European passports. Chantal's family and friends made 6 round trips, smuggling in over 20 million in cash without encountering any issues. Donnie and Brad had a disagreement while Donnie was attempting to give money to Brad. The argument escalated and progressed into a physical fight. Cops came and Brad ended up getting arrested while Donnie managed to escape. Jordan received a call from Bo Dietel, who urgently instructed him to leave the house and call from a payphone due to suspicions of their phones being tapped by the FBI. Bo informed Jordan that Brad had been arrested, possibly in connection with Donnie, and warned him not to talk on the phone. Jordan went to a payphone at a nearby country club and called Bo. He was under the influence of delayed-release lemons, struggling to comprehend Bo's instructions. Jordan's father, Max, advises him to leave Stratton, Oakmont, and lie low, while Jordan's lawyer negotiates a deal to keep him out of prison. The deal would involve Jordan pleading guilty to securities violations and paying fines to the SEC, allowing him to avoid jail time. Max questions Jordan's desire to continue pursuing wealth at the expense of his freedom, urging him to consider the consequences of his actions and prioritize his future well-being. Jordan went to his firm to tell the employees he was going to leave. He begins his speech by expressing gratitude to his employees and acknowledging the inevitability of eventually moving on from Stratton Oakmont. He praises Donnie's leadership and the talents of key managers like Nikki and Robbie. Jordan shares a personal story about Kimmy Belzer, highlighting her transformation from financial hardship to success with the firm's support. However, as Jordan reflects on the impending deal that would force him to leave Stratton Oakmont, he experiences a change of heart. He rejects the idea of quitting and announces his decision to stay, declaring that he won't be leaving. Max tried to convince him, but that didn't work. The subpoenas started pouring in, but Donnie and the team at Stratton Oakmont remained defiant. They responded with mockery and defiance in response to the government's attempts to subpoena them. Despite months of interrogation and harassment, none of the employees cracked under pressure. They consistently claimed not to recall any incriminating transactions or details, frustrating the authorities' efforts to gather evidence against them. Jordan and Donnie, advised not to leave the country, relocated to Italy with their wives. They believed they would be safer working from overseas, coordinating operations remotely with Rugrat. However, they faced a problem when they learned that Steve Madden, despite Jordan's significant ownership stake in the company, was selling shares. Meanwhile, Jordan receives news of his Aunt Emma's death. He quickly learns from Jean-Jacques that his aunt had designated him as her successor in her account, granting him control over it. However, the bankers told him to get there immediately. Jean-Jacques arranged for Jordan to meet with a forger who could replicate Aunt Emma's signature. To evade border patrols, Jordan orders his yacht captain, Ted, to sail to Monaco. However, their plans take a disastrous turn when their ship capsizes in a storm. In all this chaos, Jordan asked Donnie to bring him drugs. They were rescued by an Italian helicopter. Jordan decided to turn his life around and stop taking drugs. He went to rehab and stayed sober. Nikki and Jean-Jacques got arrested. The charges have no connection to Jordan, involving accusations of laundering drug money through offshore boat racing and ties to Rocky Aoki, the founder of Benihana. Jean-Jacques betrays Jordan, implicating him in various charges including conspiracy to commit securities fraud, conspiracy to commit money laundering, and obstruction of justice. Despite disbelief from Jordan and his associates, the judge sets bail at $10 million. Jordan meets up with the FBI agents. Denham explains that the case against Jordan is very strong and he could face significant prison time, especially for money laundering. Denham suggests that Jordan could avoid such severe consequences by cooperating fully, providing a list of all co-conspirators, and agreeing to wear a wire. Jordan realizes that Denham indeed wants him to rat on his associates, which is precisely what they are asking him to do. Jordan informs Naomi that the FBI wants him to cooperate in exchange for a reduced sentence of 4 years. He explains that cooperating might involve providing information about his friends, which he finds distressing. However, he tries to reassure his wife that eventually everyone involved in the case will have to provide information, so it might not be a significant issue in the end. Naomi tells Jordan that she is divorcing him and wants full custody of their daughter, an infant son. Enraged by this, he screamed at Naomi and she slapped him and he slapped her back. Jordan retrieves cocaine hidden in a cushion and consumes it. He then goes to get his children. Naomi tries to stop him, but Jordan punches her. He went to their daughter, intending to drive away with her. However, he crashes his car in the driveway. Jordan is presented with a plea agreement. The agreement stipulates that Jordan must plead guilty to all charges in the indictment against him. Additionally, he must participate in undercover activities, including wearing a wire to gather evidence for the investigation. He signs the agreement, realizing he has no other choice. As he signs, he begins compiling a list of individuals associated with his illegal activities, starting with his close associate Donnie. Jordan wears a wire as part of his cooperation agreement with the authorities. While at work, he discreetly slips a note to Donnie. The next morning, the FBI agents arrive at Jordan's house armed with the information provided by Donnie. Donnie betrayed him by handing over the note Jordan had slipped him to the FBI agents. Subsequently, the authorities moved to raid and shut down Stratton, Oakmont. Jordan cooperated with the authorities in exchange for a reduced sentence. Despite his assistance in convicting numerous offenders and aiding in the recovery of stolen funds, he faces a 3-year prison term. His lawyer acknowledges Jordan's cooperation, but accepts the sentence handed down by the court. After his release, he capitalizes on his sales skills by hosting seminars, offering to teach others how to sell effectively. He embarked on a new journey, marking the definitive conclusion to his tumultuous journey. And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our recap. Like the video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing recaps. See you in the next one.